So this I think came up. We had an interesting segue to this. What I just gave you was sort of fixed tap rental rates, right? And that's like who came up with that, right? Like who decided that $1 was a reasonable amount? And when I go to Ohio and if I say something like $1.25, they're like, whoa, that's like pretty rich. And you're like, well, what's your analysis? How do you get to your 50 cent a tap thing? And some of these things I think are legacy. So I want to remind people that it came up yesterday. What you're really looking at is the amount of sugar that's coming out of that tap hole, not so much the unit of the tree when it goes down the line to the producer, right? The producer's making money off sugar. He's not selling his tree count to anybody in the marketplace. He's converting it into syrup. So we should at least be prepared to consider adjustable rental rates for different reasons. Certainly crop failure. It's an agricultural or forestry product subject to risk. It's very possible there's landowners out there that don't want the operator to absorb 100% of the risk related to crop loss. So an adjustable rate could be a great mechanism for a landowner to say, I'm willing to put a little bit on the line here, not have you deal with it. And a rate could be adjusted for that. The same thing, market price spike, right? Maybe the landowner's thinking, do I deserve to get a piece of that market price increase over time? Perhaps I do. And that could be a conversation between landowner and lessee and discuss how do we want to kind of like meet in the middle on risk management and then upside risk or upside benefit sharing. Certainly is going to come up in succession planning as well if you're dealing with any family successional planning. And the idea is really great to have a senior generation lease land to a separate entity, which may be the younger generation or the new acquiring party. But there could be some wiggle room with how the rates are negotiated. So when we've done the numbers, or I've actually brought one of the sheets here, just to kind of like, you get this idea of like $1 rental rate on a $2.40 a pound syrup market, you get to this 12% level. The percentage of the gross value of the product in the marketplace is one way to think about that. And so I'll put this on the stack here, and it's online, but I did just do some, spend a couple afternoons doing math, doing a percentage of gross revenue chart, so you could see, well, what happens if the market's at $2.35 a pound and I've got a 75% rental rate? Where's my percentage? Because we should be prepared for market changes over time, and we don't want necessarily people just thinking it should be $1 because it's always been $1. Maybe it should be $1.35 if the market price for maple syrup goes up, to $2.60, $2.70 a pound again.